So many people are having spiritual issues this day and age. But I tell you, remind yourself of who you belong to. Number one, that is Christ. Remind your house why you have it, which is for the cause and the purpose of Christ and his gospel. And anything in that household that is not of the Lord will begin to flee. This won't apply to people instantly, because what the Lord will do is what he does with all of us. He will prepare us to house holiness, and in so doing, he begins to eject negative spirits. Many of you who are with someone with a negative spirit, it will change your life also. So you had to be prepared for that person to be absent of that spirit and be ready to give the word. By the way, I want to tell you something tonight about that. Something very simple, something very quick. What to expect in your life when someone in your family is given over to darkness. I want to tell you what you can expect, and it's very simple why the Lord does what he does. Now, Jesus teaches, if a demon is ejected from a person, it goes out and finds dry places. Then it will come back and see if anything took its previous home, which is a person, and if that person is still empty or swept clean, meaning devoid of any belief or anything, that same evil spirit will go out and find several more stronger than itself, and the person's end condition will be worse than the first. So the Lord, knowing this, he's going to do something prior to an evil spirit being ejected from a person. He just won't simply do it, because if a person is not filled, then we know that that individual is going to have a hard time when these things come back. So what does he do? He prepares the entire house for him to eject a spirit out of a person. How does he do this? Well, Jesus said that when a spirit leaves, it's going to go out. It won't find anywhere like home, which is, somebody's body. So it wants to come back home to that person. Since Jesus knows it's going to come back home before a spirit is ejected, he's going to begin to train the believers in the house. And when he trains the believers in the house, he's doing this for a specific reason. So keep following. What he'll do is with the believers in the house, he'll train them in his word, the truth of his word. Once that person is skilled enough with his word, and they have knowledge, then he'll begin to eject the demon. He will not do it until a person in the household is skilled with the word. Now, when he ejects the demon and the person in the household is skilled with the word, they will immediately know that this person is devoid of the confusion they once had. And this person, with all effort, will begin to sow truth into this individual 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, as much as time permits. They will tirelessly pray for this individual, that this individual come to Christ. And before that other thing can come back, that person in the household who was once filled with darkness will now be filled with the goodness of the Lord, the gospel of Jesus Christ, and they'll be on their way. So he has to prepare you to give the real word to that individual in the household prior to him ejecting a spirit. Do you all see that? That's why some people can live with a household member who won't convert for anything, right? They're evil, and it seems like when you start discussing the Word of God, they get worse. But the reason is, you are not to learn and then run out and test everything that you have learned. You are to live what you have learned, gain wisdom, begin to speak. You have an obstacle right now. Most of you do. It's a communications barrier. You've got to love the person a bit more. You've got to love that person right there where they are, and understand that the darkness in them is by influence of a dark spirit. It is not them. So you can't blame them. You certainly can't be angry at them. So you have to have love for them. The Lord will prepare you first. And when you are at the point where you won't be lost by the conversation of wicked spirits, and you know how to utilize or to how to pray, and you have habits of reading and meditating in his word, and you have developed a lifestyle of bringing all things unto him, and when you have learned how to intercede, that's a lot of learning, by the way, then he will eject that spirit, knowing that you will stand in the way of that spirit ever coming back. So he's got to prepare you first.